Good morning, everyone. Lamentations 3:22 to 23 says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every day. Great is your faithfulness." There's an old hymn that we sang in the Methodist Church. Methodist Church still sings it, and it goes, "Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness." And it's one of those hymns that when you sing it, you're like, oh, and then the organ goes, and people just are singing it, and you can just feel the Spirit move, and it is just beautiful and just lovely. And great is thy faithfulness. Um, and your mercies never end, and your love endures forever. And every scripture in the Bible is drenched in this beautiful love that God has for us. And we dream of, I used to sell wedding dresses, and as young women, as you watch the young women come past, come into the store and try on the dresses, and you talk to them, and they are in love with their fiance, and they can't wait to spend the rest of their lives with this person. And sometimes it's a second wedding, and already, they still have faith in that love, um, that love that surrounds them and keeps them safe and gives them a feeling of nurtured and worthiness. Um, and so every bit of scripture that we have from the Bible is drenched in this faithfulness and love, mercy and grace from God. And we cannot say no thank you, um, because that is his promise. And why would we want to say no thank you? We want to hold on to this thing that is God's grace and his love. And it's great and beautiful and strong, and everlasting. And so here we are. And we accept this love from God. And it never comes to an end. So it's a forever kind of love. And it's a true kind of love. And even those scriptures, and this is what I wanted to touch on today, even those scriptures that are teaching scriptures around our sin and our transgression. And a lot of churches don't like to touch on these things. And other churches, so a lot of preachers, you have personal theology. So preachers and speakers of the gospel, um, teachers of the gospel, should I say, sometimes fall in one or the other category. They are these doomsday kind of wrath of God um, pastors, or they are these, it's almost like a bit of a flower power, free love for everybody kind of pastor. But it is important to show in your teachings and your preachings balance. And so I love the love scriptures, and I'm often seen as one of those that I'm a real hippie in a way, where I just just all about the love of God and the gentleness and the sweetness and the that, and then there's no, um, you know, often somebody said to me, there doesn't seem to be consequence to stuff when you talk, and my life is full of consequence. Did you listen to God with that? Well, no. And now what? Well, it's not so great. Um, but his consequence, and the turning of his shoulder if I haven't consulted him, or his lesson that I need to learn, or the thing that I'm struggling with. There are times when I struggle with depression, or that. I know that I'm never ever too far from his love, and his law is drenched in love. His law is a law of love, and we hate to see a discipline, something being told to us, don't do this or don't do that, because we don't want to be told what to do. We like a a, a, a child who doesn't want to be told what to do, and you say, don't touch that thing, and the little finger goes out to touch the thing. And we challenge God with our actions, and we challenge God with the things. And when He says no, and you can't, and I have to now allow this to happen to you, or this punishment is now going to be, you have now this consequence, which is like a punishment, and now you're going to have to endure this consequence. We see it as this terribly negative, horrible thing, and we look at God and we say, how can a loving God do this or allow this? Or but meanwhile, everything that God does, everything that He said, everything that He has commanded is drenched in that love of God. And if you know that the scripture comes from Lamentations, Lamentations is lament. To lament is to cry out and to cry and to mourn and much sorrow. I mean, it's the crying book. And then it has such beautiful scriptures about the love of God. Even the lament of the people of God can be drenched, as this verse says, in the love of our God. Your love, God's love is enduring for you forever. Enjoy it, embrace it, even in your saddest moments. Think about it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll speak again tomorrow.